Hi, I'm Shelby Hernandez, and you're watching Mediaplex Live at 1. Although we didn't get a white Christmas, we're getting a very white and cold January. Dan Gray reports.
Environment Canada's projection for 2 to 4 centimeters of snow today has already caused numerous headaches across Windsor and Essex County. Windsor police say there has been over a dozen accidents since the snow started falling this morning. Chad Hawkins was clearing snow outside Starbucks for one of the downtown property owners. He has a different outlook on today's weather.
Could be a lot worse, I guess. The snow keeps on coming down though, so I'll be out here a little bit today. Nothing really too crazy though.
The snowfall has not been able to stop people from continuing with their day, but you are encouraged to slow down and take your time. For Mediaplex News Now, I'm Dan Gray.
In this edition of Speak Up, Aaron Sanders talks about the merits and the joys of game shows.
So let's begin. I have 4 loves in my life outside of family: basketball, my girlfriend, and of course, my friends. My 4th one is the subject of today's program, and that is game shows and its decline. First and foremost, game shows conquered the daytime schedule between the 60s and the late 80s. You had the opportunity to watch a number of games on NBC, CBS, ABC, and CTV, to name a few. Unfortunately, there is only 2 game shows that remain on the daytime schedule: Let's Make a Deal, and of course, The Price is Right. The reason why game shows are considered a dying breed in daytime television is because of the abundance of daytime talk shows. Seriously, where's the interactivity with the TV audience nowadays? The suspense, the ability to shout the answers out your screen before the contestants in the studio knows it. Sure, you can still do that with The Wheel, Jeopardy, and Family Feud at night, but then again, take your pick. But I believe that the daytime is the right time for the brain to be active. With game shows, you're able to pick up on certain knowledge that you could pass along your everyday life. If cereal is the food to get you going in the morning, consider knowledge the food for your brain. Today's show, The View, The Talk, The Real. Are you serious? Daytime TV needs variety in their schedule before the soaps come on. Thanks to all of you watching, and Robin, behave yourself.
The Windsor and Essex County Health Unit has recently passed a resolution urging landlords and associations that run multi-unit dwellings to consider going smoke-free. In Windsor, only 20% of the population smoke, but several still have to deal with smoke from neighboring units. Are you thinking about purchasing an exotic pet? As reporter Dan Gray explains, buyer beware.
If you attended the Raised Reptiles event that was recently held in Windsor with your child, they may now be asking if they can have one of those creepy crawly snakes or lizards they may have had a chance to hold while in attendance. If the conversation in your home was moved to having one of those exotic animals, there are many factors that you should take into account. Matt Cronin is the general curator with Raised Reptiles. He wants people to understand what kind of commitment they are getting into.
The problem with reptiles as pets is longevity. The majority of even the smaller ones live 20 to 25 years. And as far as for people in terms of a commitment, if you're thinking about a pet for a child, then there's very few kids that can make a 20-year commitment, right?
Dr. Jim Sweetman runs the only veterinary clinic that treats turtles and other exotic animals in Windsor. He spent time showing me how different food is processed by different animals and asked you to know what you are getting into if you are going to purchase an exotic animal.
So all these different animals have different problems, and you have to really research it before you get into them.
So some of these critters can live a long time and need specialized care to survive. Melanie Coulter is the executive director at Windsor Humane Society and has one more reason that you must consider before purchasing one of these non-indigenous species.
In Windsor, the bylaw is quite restrictive, and most animals that would be considered to be exotic pets, like reptiles and snakes, would be prohibited by the bylaw. We always encourage people to make sure that they're looking into the regulations in their area, because the regulations do vary by municipality.
For the Mediaplex News Now, I'm Dan Gray.
Bundle up, Windsor. It is a messy day out there. Today, it is going to be a chilly -3 this afternoon, with flurries continuing into the evening. Tonight will be a cloudy -7. Tomorrow will warm up to a high of -2 with cloudy periods. I'm your host, Shelby Hernandez, and you've been watching Mediaplex Live at 1.